Hello everyone, today we're going to go through a paper. So we're looking at foundation tier, 2 hours, Personnel Excel International GCSE, Mathematics A. So this is foundation, we've got 2 hours to do it. So let's have a look at some instructions. So use black ink or ballpoint pen, it's quite simple. Fill in the boxes at the top of your page with your name and center, number and candidate number. So that's these for your name, and then they're the numbers for your candidate number and center number. Okay, so answer all questions. Well, we'll try to do that. Without sufficient working, correct answers may be awarded no marks. That's just telling you to show your working for every question. Answer the questions in the spaces provided, so they'll give you space. And always remember that you don't need to use all the space, just what you need. Calculators may be used. Well, make sure you have your calculator on you. It's a good idea to have a backup calculator as well, in case your first one breaks or something bad happens. I know it's unlikely, but if that happens to you, it's a good idea to have a second. So you must not write anything on the Formulae page. Anything you write, okay, so we're going to have a look at the Formulae page in a minute, but just remember that if you write anything on the Formulae page, you don't get any marks for it. Information. Total marks for this paper is 100. The marks for each question are shown in brackets. Use this as a guide to how much time to spend on each question. Okay, so 1 minute per mark. If you do that at the end, you'll have 20 minutes to go over the paper. Advice, read each question carefully before you start to answer it. So we'll do that. And second piece of advice is check your answers if you have time at the end. So you should have 20 minutes if you do 1 minute per mark. Right, so here's the formulae sheet for foundation tier. So we've got area of trapezium, and then we've got volume of prism, and volume of cylinder, and curved surface area of cylinder. And they've got some helpful diagrams to show you what each value is. So we can see that R is the radius at the top of the cylinder. Then we've got height is H. Helpful diagrams. So now we've got answer all 21 questions. So we're going to go through the first 10 in this video. Write your answers in the spaces provided. You must write down all stages in your working. Okay, so let's begin. So 1A. Write 7 over 100 as a decimal, 7 hundredths. Okay, so we've got 7. So just put this in your calculator, and you'll simply get 7 over 100 equals 0.07. That's easy mark there. All you need to do is put it in your calculator, and straight away you've got a mark. Right. So make sure you write your answer on the line for the answer. So question part B. Write 48 divided by 60 as a fraction in its simplest form. So again, it's only 1 mark, so you don't really need to show much work. So all you need to do is put it in your calculator, and it will come up with a simplified version, which is 4/5. That's the answer. Remember, if you want to try any of these before I go through them, go ahead. It's a good idea, good practice. And if they're too easy for you, you can always skip forward to some harder questions. So it's question 1 and part A and part B of question 1. So now part C. Write 17 over 3 as a mixed number. So, well, this is quite easy, and it's only worth 1 mark. So all we need to do is just think to ourselves, what is the highest number below 17 that can be divided by 3? So the answer is 5. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So we take 15 off the 17. So that will give us 5. And then we'll still have 2 left. 5 and 2/3. That's our answer. You could put this in your calculator, and then there should be a button if you use well, on my calculator, you have to use the shift button to get to writing mixed numbers. You can do that, or you could just do the way I just did it. So, part D. There are 840 tickets available for a concert. 1/7 of these tickets have not been sold. How many of the tickets have been sold? So from the question, you could get tricked into working out how many tickets have not been sold. But what we need to do is work out how many have not been sold. So what we need to do is do 7 minus 1/7 to work out how the fraction of how many have been sold. Sorry. So we've got 6/7 have been sold. Okay, so we've got 6/7 have been sold. So then what we can do is multiply that by the number of tickets to give us how many tickets have been sold. And this is all the working you need to show to get full marks. So we've got 6/7 times 840, which will give us 720. So our answer is 720 tickets have been sold. Simple, 2 marks. So we got 5 marks so far for this question. Quite simple. Now we're going on to question 2. The bar chart gives information about the total number of medals won by each of 6 countries at the 2016 Olympic Games. So we've got number of medals, and then we've got Germany, Great Britain, Italy, Kenya, Russia, South Korea. So, and then we can read from the graph to find out how many medals. So it's important to notice here that each one of these lines goes up by 2. So we've got 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we've got 10. Okay, so each line goes up by 2, that's useful. And we can see, like, for Great Britain here, it's so we go 62, 64, 66. It's halfway between 66 and 68, so Great Britain won 67. We'll just put a little note there. Okay. Which of the countries won the fewest total number of medals? So if we go up, we can see that the lowest number of medals, well, that's Kenya, so we can write Kenya down. Kenya. So on the mark scheme, a common wrong answer here is people putting Great Britain and misreading the question and just thinking who won the most, which is Great Britain in this out of these countries. So, but if you read the question carefully, you can see it says the fewest, okay, which is Kenya. So, Great Britain won 27 gold medals. How many of the medals won by Great Britain were not gold medals? So first of all, we need to find out how many they won overall. So we've already worked this out, actually. So they won 67. So 67 minus the number of gold medals to tell us how many were not gold. So we've got 67 minus 27, which means they won 40 non-gold medals. So 40 silver and bronze. So that's our answer. Okay, so that's 2 marks. Now, part C. Write down the total number of medals won by Russia to the total number of medals won by Germany. Give your ratio in the simplest form. So basically, we're going to have a ratio here. On the left-hand side, we're going to have the number won by Russia. On the right-hand side, we're going to have the number won by Germany. So let's go find out how many were won by Russia. So we have a look. Russia, okay, so we're on the 50 mark here, 52, 54, 56. Russia won 56, so we can write 56 on the left-hand side of our ratio. Okay, and then on the right-hand side of our ratio, we've got Germany. Let's see how many Germany won. So Germany won 42. Okay, so we've got 56 to 42. That gives us 1 mark. Right, now we need to write it in the simplest way possible. So we can put equals. And then you can put 56 divided by 42 in your calculator, 42 divided by 56, or you can just, yes, and that will give you the simplest ratio, which is 3 to 4, or 4 to 3, because we need to put it this way because Russia's first. There we go, 4 to 3, and that's our final answer. Okay, so now the USA won 46 gold medals, 37 silver medals, and 38 bronze medals. What fraction of the total number of medals won by the USA were gold medals? So, what fraction of the total number of medals won by the USA were gold? So, we need to write a fraction. We see that here. The total number is going to be on the bottom, divided by gold. So we know that it's 46 gold. 46 gold. Okay, and then we need to divide that by the total, which is 38 plus 37 plus 46, which equals 121. So for the second mark, you would have had to write 46 plus 37 plus 38, and then you put this here, and then there's your answer. 46 over 121. It's quite simple, and that's another 7 marks. So we've got 4 marks so far. So, question 3. Write down the mathematical name of this 3D shape. So, if you've not guessed it, this is a triangular prism. Okay, because it's a prism which is triangular. Quite useful to know these names. Sorry about my handwriting here. It's quite, yeah, so it's quite hard. So, the next question: how many faces does this shape have? Just think about that to yourself for a second before I go through it. Okay, triangular prism. Sorry, that's illegible. Okay, how many faces does this shape have? So the faces are the sides. So we've got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answer is 5. And then how many vertices? So let's just underline the important words here. Mathematical name. So we've got 5 faces. How many vertices does this shape have? So the vertices are the points. We've got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6. And that's another 3 marks. So triangular prism, 5 faces, 6 vertices. Right. 4. Change 650 centimeters into meters. So we've got, let's just write this, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So what we need to do is 650 divided by 100 to give us the number of meters, which is 6.5 meters. So I'll write that down here. Quite simple. You need to make sure you know these conversion factors. And then we've got another one in the next part. Okay, so change 8 liters into milliliters. So 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So what we need to do is 8 times 1,000, and then that will give us how many milliliters, which is, sorry about that line, which equals 8,000 milliliters. That's our answer, 8,000 milliliters. It's very useful to know these conversion factors, as they quite often come up in exams. All right, next, the final part of the question. This is 3 marks, so we want to spend a maximum of 3 minutes on it. So Mimona has a 6 kilogram sack of rice and some empty bags. She fills each bag with 475 grams of rice from the sack. How many bags can Mimona completely fill with rice? So, first of all, step 1, change 6 kilograms into grams. So we need to know that 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So we know that this is 6,000 grams. Okay, so that's our first step. We have so Mimona has 6,000 grams of rice. Each bag fits 475. So what we need to do is 6,000 divided by 475. That will give us, I'm not sure what it gives us exactly off the top of my head, but it's 12 point something. So I'm just going to put 12.x. But we need to know how many completely full. So she can only completely fill 12. So she has a bit extra left over, but she can only completely fill 12. And that's our answer for 3 marks. So 1 mark for that, 1 mark for showing this, and 1 mark for this. Right, let's move on to question 4. Sorry, 5, actually. Well, so question 5. Simplify 6x plus 8x minus 3x. So we've got 6x plus 8x minus 3x. So just quite simple. We just add them. They're all the same. They all have the same algebra. They all have the same in value. of x. So we need to add them together or divide them. Sorry, subtract. So we've got 6x plus 8x. So that gives us 14x. We can do that quite simply here. 14x minus 3x, which gives us a value of 11x. This is quite simple algebra here. Just to recap, 6x plus 8x equals 14x, minus 3x is 11x. Simplify 4e times 5f. So because we're doing multiplication, we have to do two things here. We need to do 4 times 5, okay? And we also need to do e times f. So then what we get is 20, which is the 4 times 5, EF. 20 EF is our answer. So when you're multiplying, you have to multiply every part. So let's say we had 4e times 5e, we would get 20e squared, not just 20e. So next part. Solve 8p equals 24. So we've got 8p equals 24. So what we need to do here is, so we've got 8 times p, so we have to do the opposite. So we do 8 divided by both sides. So we've got p equals 24 divided by 8, which gives us p equals 4. P equals 4. Sorry, 3. Scratch that. P equals 3. 3 times 8 equals 24. P equals 3, that's our answer. So solve k minus 4 equals 13. So we've got k minus 4 equals 13. So again, we do opposite signs to isolate k. So what we need to do is move the minus 4 to the side, so we make it positive, add 4 to both sides. So we've got k equals 13 plus 4, which equals 17. Right. Part E. Simplify 10t plus 4d minus 3t plus 2d. This is pretty much the same as the first question, except for we've got two different terms, so we need to do them separately. So we've got 10t minus 3t on the bottom, and then we've got 4d plus 2d. Sorry about the handwriting again. So on the top, we've got 7t, and then on the bottom, we've got 6d. So our answer is 7t plus 6d, and that's our final answer, and that's full marks for question 5. So we're halfway there now, guys. Let's keep going. Question 6. The two-way table shows some information about where 50 people went for their last holiday. A. Complete the table. All right, so what we need to do here is complete the table. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 values to add in. So there's quite a few places you could start. You could start here or here. So I'm going to start here with Africa. So we need to find out the number of male people who went to Africa. We know that the number of female people who went to Africa were 9, and the total was 16. So 9 minus 16. So 16 minus 9, which gives us an answer of, well, the easiest way to think of it is whatever this number is, plus 9 gives us 16. So we know that 7 plus 9 gives us 16. So that's our answer here. And now that we've got this answer, we can work out what the number of male who went to UK, because we know that the total male was 23. So we need to take away 2, which gives us 21. Take away 7, which gives us 14. So we know that 14 males went to the UK. So then we can also add these two together to give us total number of people who went to UK, which is 30. And now we can also work out the total. You can do this in many ways, but yeah, as long as you get the right answers, that's what matters. So we could just go here or here next. So I'm going to go here. So we've got total people is 50. And we've got 20 male, so that means we must have 27 female. And if we've got 27 here, we've got 27 female, minus 9, okay, gives us 18, minus 16 will give us 2, so that means we've got another 2 at the USA. We've only got 4 overall at the USA, so only 4 people went to the USA. Okay, that's 3 marks. What percentage of these 50 people were female and went on holiday to Africa? So we've got on the bottom of our fraction, we've got 50. On the top of our fraction, we need the female people who went to Africa, which is 9. So our answer is 9 divided by 50. Okay, but that's not our final answer because we want to find out the percentage. So 9 divided by 50 times 100 to give us a percentage, and the answer is 18%. Make sure you watch out for this word here, that's very important. If you just put that, you'd only score 1 mark. For the second mark, you need to work out the percentage. Right, this is a 4-mark question now, question 7. 3 kilograms of potatoes and 2 kilograms of apples cost a total of £7.33. 4 kilograms of potatoes cost £3.80. So work out the cost of 1 kilogram of apples. Okay, so work out the cost of 1 kilogram of apples. So that's our end goal. Our end goal is to work out the end. So to work out what the cost of 1 kilogram of apples. So it's going to be in pounds, as you can see from down here. So step 1, we know. So first of all, we need to find out how much 2 kilograms of apples cost. Because we know that 4 kilograms of potatoes cost £3.80, so £3.80 equals 4 kilograms. Okay, we can divide that by 4 to work out 1 kilogram of potatoes equals 3.8 divided by 4 equals 0.95, so 95p. So then we can work out how much 3 kilograms of potatoes is worth. So 3 kilograms equals that times 3. So we've got 3 kilograms equals £2.85. Okay, so then if we take away so what we need to do is now work out how much 2 kilograms of apples cost. So we need to do £7.33p minus £2.85. Sorry about the handwriting again. Very difficult. Okay, so then we've got this equals, try this on your calculator to find out. 2.85. So the answer is 2 kilograms of apples costs £4.48. That's 2 kilograms. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 2. And then our answer is simply £2.24. So that was a 4-mark question there. And as you can see, it's not too difficult. We just had to take quite a few steps to get the 4 marks. So we've got 4 marks there. So let's go to the next question. Question 8. So this is a question to do with angles and stuff. So ABCD is a quadrilateral. So this thing here is a quadrilateral. And we need to remember that in a quadrilateral, all angles add up to 360 degrees. And we need to know that, or we're not going to be able to work out our answer. Okay, so ADE is an equilateral triangle. This is an equilateral triangle, and every angle in an equilateral triangle is equal, so they all equal 60 degrees. So they are all the same. So we already know that this is 60 degrees. We're just doing some extra working here. So DCF is a straight line. This is a straight line. Okay. Work out the size of angle EAB. Give a reason for each stage you're working, and this is worth 5 marks. Wow. So we need to work out this angle here. So the first step would be to state that, well, basically just restate this and then state that the angles equal 60 degrees, and that'd be 1 mark. Because as you can see that this part here is part of the angle we're trying to work out. Next part, we'd state that angle DCB equals 180 because it's a straight line, and angles always add up to 180 on a straight line, minus 108 because that's the angle it shares the straight line with. So, and then that will give us angle DCB equals 72 degrees. So I'll just draw an arrow there. So our next step would be to state that the quadrilateral is a quadrilateral again, just state that. And then we also need to state that it equals 360 degrees. So that's 3 marks so far. Okay, then our next step would to work out this angle here, because this is part of the quadrilateral, and we know these 3 angles. We know that this is 72, this is 135. If you look carefully, this is a right angle, so that's 90 degrees. So what we need to do is 360 minus 1, and this is our 4th mark, by the way. 135 minus 90, and then finally minus 72, and that's will tell us how much. We should write that angle. We're working out angle DAB. So if we put that in our calculators, we should get that 360 minus 135 minus 90 minus 72 equals 63. Okay, and then finally, we're trying to work out the size of this angle here, this angle. So we need to do 60 plus 63, and that'll give us our answer. So our answer is 60 plus 63, which gives us 123. And that is 5 marks, so well done if you understood all that. So, question 9, we've got a graph here. You can use this graph to change between temperatures in degrees Celsius and temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit. So, the temperatures in Dubai on Monday increased from 20 degrees Celsius from midnight to midday. What is this temperature increase in degrees Fahrenheit? So, what we need to do here is see that the x-axis is degrees Celsius and the y-axis is degrees Fahrenheit. So if we look at 0 here, let's put a little dot on it. So we need to see how much 20 difference is. So we go all the way up to here. So 20 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit. We need to work. So this point here, that is 20, 30, 32. That's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And then up here, this point is 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 68. So then we need to minus, so 68 minus, sorry about that line, 32 will give us how much, will give us the difference, sorry. And the answer is 36. So, yeah. So, when it increases by 20 degrees Celsius, increases by 36 Fahrenheit. Okay, so Maninder says 30 degrees Celsius is the same as 86 Fahrenheit. Therefore, 60 degrees Celsius will be the same as 172. So, is Manda correct? Give a reason for your answer. So, no, Maninder is not correct. Sorry, no. So, there's quite a few possible answers for the reason. So, one reason could be the graph doesn't go through 0, 0, so it's not. So it's not the numbers aren't proportional. So if it was double, it would go like this. So then we've got 10, 20, 20, 40. So that would be the graph he's talking about. But if you look here, that graph's that way. So that could be a good reason. So 10, final question we're looking at. A, find the lowest common multiple of 12 and 20. So this is 2 marks. So you could draw factor trees here, but because both numbers are quite low, it's just easier to write out their the multiples till we find one that we know are in both. We've got 36, 48, and then next we've got 60. We'll stop on this one for now in case we need to go longer. So then, oh, come on, so there we go, 20, 40, 60. So the lowest one they both share, booyah, 60, and that's our answer. Quite easy there. 2 marks. Okay, find the highest common factor of 24 and 56. So let's first, we need to draw factor trees here. So 24, we can do this as 2, which is I'm going to draw a circle around because that's a prime factor. 24 and 12, we can do this as 2 and 6. Then we can do this as 2 and 3. And that's, so we've got 24 equals 2 to the power of 3, or 2 times 2 times 2, times 3. You can put that in your calculator to verify, but that is correct. So then we can do 56. Okay, so we've got 2. Okay, and then on the other side we should have 28. Remember that 2 is a prime factor, so we stop there. This one we can split again to 2 and 14, yep. And then 14 can be split into 2 and 7, and 7 is a prime factor as well, so that's the end of our trail there. So then we can write 56 as 2 cubed times 7. Okay, and to work out the highest common factor, you choose the numbers that they share, and they both share 2 cubed. So the answer is 2 cubed or 8, because 2 cubed equals 8. So that's another 2 marks. So thank you for watching this video so far. The next video will be coming soon on the second half of this exam. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Thanks.